If you zoom out, oh man, this overall trend, this thing's been moving up. That's why I want to be catching them down here as it's retesting the 50, going back up. Because you're getting in early, participating with the trend.
Like a pro, yeah, I'm trading like a pro, taking profit like a pro, time to let them know, bank on the phone, no, I don't need a loan, cause I'm trading like a pro. We getting paid, huh? Stacking that money from the trades, huh? We getting paid, huh? Stacking that money, I'ma teach you how to trade like a pro.
So let me see. So your question is, price went my way, all right? It broke the 50, it broke trend line, it broke zone, whatever it did, right? And let's say for an example, this is the scenario here. So, and then it even retested, right? Right. And I caught that, right? I caught it. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, you caught the trade, and then maybe you come back later and it's dipped below and it's making the same move it made before again, or it looks as if it is.
Yep. So let's go with this one. So in this scenario right here, it dips, it's good, and it comes out. Cool. We caught this move here, caught this whole move here. Okay. Now, for an example, it came back down to this level. And now it's coming back up. This time in real life, it didn't go that deep, but let's just say it did, right? Right. If it came back down here, I want to see how is it still respecting the 50? Okay, I'm gonna go all through here for you, because right from here we're gonna go into golden zones and stuff. I want to see how did it sit with the 50? Did it stop and wick out at the 50 as it came down here? Okay, that's one thing. All right, and if it did, then I'm not, well, in this situation, not all the time am I going to wait for it to get back up here where my first entry was.
Okay.
Right? I mean, if it dipped down here, because you got to think ahead. Okay, if it came down this low, how far is it going to go up? You never really know. So you want to catch it while you're seeing it. So hopefully, let me just draw something for you. I don't know how it got there, but I'm looking at how it got there. Hopefully it got there staggered, because if it got there staggered, that's an easy trend line. So please watch this video later or remember this. How it got there is important.
Understood.
So for an example, like this is a trend line. How did it get there? Staggered. How did it get there? You know what I mean? All right. So the second way is this. What if it came down and for some reason it came below the 50, but then it came above it? Like it came below it. It even closed below the 50, but the next one or two candles on the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, it closed above the 50. So now you definitely want to catch your entries as it's retesting this 50. That's mandatory.
Okay.
That's your best bet, because after it does that and come all the way back up here, that's probably going to be exhausted, bro. That's probably a whole 50 pips gone.
Okay. I understand. So I'm not playing the same setup. The conditions are different. The conditions are what changes the trade.
Yeah. Well, first I want to tell you around this 50 though. First, because now after that, we're going to go into golden zone. Now, is there a golden zone right there? You know what I mean? That it held at? Was this a golden zone?
Okay.
You feel me? So now, bro, that's money. You catching it right here. Wait for like the little doji candle to pop up. Boom, we out of there. Now, so you with me so far?
Yes.
All right. Any questions pop up, ask me right away before we get too deep. So check this out. So now if it, let's say we got in here, right, on the pullback, right? This time, if it comes down here and the 50 is all of a sudden like that, like if the 50 is all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like prices below this 50, retesting this 50. Now, you know how we have our zones and stuff. That may be an opportunity to catch the sell. And guess what? I want to catch the sell still around this 50. No more buys.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, though, this may just be a scalp, though, because you got to look at the overall trend. If the overall trend is up, if you zoom out, oh, man, this overall trend, this thing's been moving up. That's why I want to be catching them down here as it's retesting the 50, going back up. Because you're getting in early, participating with the trend. All right. But if it's an uptrend and it breaks below the 50 and the 50 is clearly creeping like this, for an example, like this, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you want to start, you can hold off. You can hold off, or you can start scalping sales. But a lot of people be like, how did you know it was going to do that? Well, my thinking is what I just said. Like, people be probably thinking that you're going to catch 50 pips. That's not the mindset. It's going against the trend, but you clearly, the trend was up, right? But you can clearly see money being made if you know how to catch it in the right position. So that's the differences, bro. Like, for an example, like this, you see how, and then maybe we caught the buyer down here, right?
Right.
Boom, we made money. Now it's coming back low. But now that 50 is sitting different around the 50 now. Like, it's sitting different.
Correct. Now it's under the 50. Now it's retesting the 50. Yeah.
So now you gotta be like, okay, the trend is up. So you know what? Any sales that come from here is gonna be quick. But they have to be from here, not like down here catching it late, because you get caught up quick. You get caught up quick with that. So you always look at the trend, all right? And if you can look at the trend on a 30, that's even better, because now you can get in on these opposite trend, like these scalps on the opposite trend. You can get into them quicker because you're finding it on the smaller time frames.
Okay.
But don't just sell because it's under the 50. We want to see stuff like this happening. We want to see it respecting it. And Casey, I promise you, bro, you ain't gonna be late to the party. Just wait for these to form, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, late to the party is when you down here. That's late to the party.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So I gave you a couple different scenarios. I could have kept going on and on and on, but I felt like that was enough for now.
Nah, that was perfect, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Now did somebody, let me see, did somebody ask another question here? Because now we're gonna go right into the fibs now. Jay, how will you know the end of a retracement using fibs? So now we about to dive into what I want to do. So Jay, how will you know the end of a retracement using a fib? Clement.